Come on, feel it.
Oh, yeah.
The astronauts.
Yeah.
Back. They are back. They have splashed down.
Surrounded by dolphins.
In Florida. They were up in outer space.
You know,
with no dolphins.
With no dolphins.
I got to say something. These are two married people. Who are
not married to each other.
Married to different people. Alone in space.
A lot of people are questioning, did they fuck, Joe? If that's what you're trying to get to.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to figure out.
Come on, man.
In space.
9 months?
Joe, in space, no one can hear you cheat.
There you go.
That's what you're saying.
Well, they got a lot of cameras in there. You got to be careful.
Dude, don't you think in the 9 months that they were in space, in the 9 months, they didn't figure out how to turn off some fucking cameras? Or cover them up with something?
I think there was a way to do it.
For Christ's sake.
I don't know. I got to say, I don't care how Puritan these people are. 9 months, and they're young, virile people. They're not old.
Well, they're not really. They're not,
like me.
Joe. They're not fucking young.
But Joe, you don't know the effects of being up there, what it does to the body.
Yeah, maybe your winky doesn't work in outer space. How do we know?
Hey, you're floating around. It's got to make you more horny.
They're not exactly Captain Kirk, Joe.
I can fly. You know, come on.
You could do finally some sexual maneuvers you can't do on Earth. I understand the zero gravity factor there, Joseph.
I'm going to make a prediction that the both of them are going to be divorced within 2 years.
Well, I'll make a prediction, too. I guarantee you, as soon as they get home, they both getting fucked.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making a prediction, too. As soon as the guy gets home, the wife's going to be like, I told you to take out the garbage.
You know, that's a whole clue. Suppose he comes down and the husband goes to the girl and goes, come on, we're going to do it. Oh, not tonight, honey. I got a headache. He knows she's getting it somewhere else. He knows.
I was in space for 9 months.
They didn't do nothing 9 months.
The gravity got me. That's why I got a headache.
Sorry, correction. 9.5 months on the International Space Station.
When did you tell her she got pregnant?
Sunita Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, along with a NASA astronaut Nick Hague and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Gubanov. Gooby. Or Gorbanov, whatever you want to... The Russian guy. Boarded a SpaceX Dragon early Tuesday morning for a 17-hour journey back to the Earth from Florida. No, they landed in Florida.
Why did it take so long? Because they were revolving around the Earth? Because they can usually come right down within minutes.
I don't think it's minutes. It's never minutes. Joe, they were also inside of a space station.
Yeah, I know, but
it's not like when you run out of the house and you forgot your keys. You have to get on the rocket, and then you have to get everything lined up. Everything's got to be ready to go. They have to detach. They have to do all those things. And then they fucking fly away. Half an hour. You don't fucking know.
Joe,
what are you
if
talking
you
about?
probably do it in a half hour, you know, when you enter Earth's orbit,
I've seen them do it before.
You'll probably explode because not everything's prepared.
According to Nick, there are other people on the space station, by the way, so it would be weird if those two started fucking.
Right.
So there's 7 people on the International Space Station.
I thought they were alone up there.
No, they weren't.
I thought it was 2 up there alone.
No, it was 2 people that were supposed to be... They got up to the space station. They were supposed to be brought back 9.5 months ago. It was only a fucking short trip. It was a fucking Gilligan's Island short trip.
Yeah, a week.
And they weren't supposed to be up there for that fucking long. Then they got stuck. Somebody got a spare tire, some kind of microchip didn't work. And then Elon Musk, the guy that's now saving America one step at a time,
wait a minute,
turns around and goes, I have a rocket. Let's go get him.
You're saying they were up there with a bunch of people. Didn't those people go back and forth?
No,
Why couldn't they hitch a ride?
They didn't go back and forth, Joe. The other people were staying up there at the space station.
Nobody stayed up there for 9 months.
No, oh my God.
Joe, many of them do go up. They spend a year and such,
Up there?
Up there in the space station.
They were saying on the radio today that this is one of the longest stays of any cosmonaut, astronauts.
Yes, astronauts. There's cosmonauts. There's Chinese fucking space people. There's
what do they call a Chinese guy?
Phil. I don't know.
A China nut.
They don't call him a China nut.
Kung Fu nut.
He's not a Kung Fu nut.
Wow.
I wish I had a slip knot to put over your throat. That's what I wish.
Racist shit.
I know. Hey, this is the guy with the segregation heaven, Joe. What are you looking for, Ricky?
That's not racist. It's just I mean, every country.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the International Space Station, we have to segregate black astronauts over here, Jewish astronauts over. This is all Joe.
Stop it. That's not
Chinese,
true.
the cosmonauts to the right.
This is a very segregated show.
It's not me.
Fucking astronaut.
It's all Eddie. He's terrible.
I didn't do
Space
shit.
is segregated. Heaven's segregated.
You're just realizing
now we know why Joe sits all the way over there.
I know.
I don't want to sit next to that colored boy.
He doesn't like us.
I love
and the other two were Autos.
Yeah.
I don't like them, even though I am one. What the fuck?
I'm just saying.
I'm racist against my own people.
There were people up there that were making the trips back and forth, staying a couple of months.
Right.
Why did they hitch a ride?
Because they're different equipment and everything.
Yes.
They don't have the same equipment.
I sit in the corner and nobody says.
By the way, Joe is literally always the guy that never follows any. Like, he's now an astronaut. He has the rules there. He knows what heaven's like.
Well, you do.
No, you don't.
I can't believe they had 9 months worth of food up there.
Oh, they got a lot of food.
Well, the space station has a lot of food.
That's another thing. They probably bring up a truck with the food. Why did they hitch it right on the truck?
Because it's not regular.
Joe, it's
food
not
and
fucking
shit.
it's not fucking space Amazon
It's
coming
that
up.
mush-
Hey
it's that
guys,
mush
can I
shit.
get a lift down to fucking Pluto?
Yeah, going
Joe.
there anyway.
Joe, they send up implements. They send the tools, equipment,
A
food
monkey,
and stuff.
whatever.
The thing is, it's propelled and then shot up there.
Yeah.
They got to catch it and then do all of that. That rocket, once it's emptied, just gets released into space as space
send them
junk.
up a Toyota and to go home with,
Fucking Toyota.
There's something about the re-entry and then burning up.
Yeah.
They figure all that stuff out,
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Like,
According to Professor Joe, we could just take a Honda Civic up to the space station, pick you up, and we'll be right back down. It's an Uber. Can you guys get the tolls?
Yeah, because they eat them bags, right? They just open that shit
like,
up.
the MREs
That's
or
another thing.
space food, too.
Yeah, I wonder if they could eat. After, because of no gravity, you can't swallow shit and stuff like that.
What do you mean? You could swallow?
No, it's very tough. It's different.
How is it tough to swallow?
Because there's no gravity.
So how the fuck were you wanting her to have sex with this guy? She can't swallow.
Oh, that's
Wasn't it be just loads everywhere in the fucking space
That
station?
could happen.
That's what I said. Open a window.
Yeah.
What are you? Oh my god! By the way, here's what the
open the bay doors.
I gotta tell you something.
Wait, hold on. Here's what the NASA the SpaceX Dragon sounded like. Coming down to Earth.
And splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
We're very excited, Joe.
Yeah.
Very excited. The SpaceX Dragon
and
splashed out, and then they had to. Now that's another thing. Then they got to wait while they bob in the waters until somebody comes up, until the Baywatch cast shows up with a boat. So Joe, either way, they're waiting. The whole time was just waiting.
Well, yeah.
And then they got to peel them out of the fucking the thing. Then they got to bring them to a ship. Then they got to get you back because there's no way your legs work.
I was watching it on TV and it was like, but when are you going to come out? What is this? They were in there like, they had them on the ship and they were like 2 hours.
Because they can't move, Joe.
The thing is,
they brought them out in the hand truck.
Yeah, they're in 0 G's.
When it drops finally and stuff, and it lands, they don't know exactly where it's going to land.
Well,
There's not an airport.
Yeah.
They had it all down pat. The guys were right there. There was a guy there with a catch to catch it. They were right there.
It was one of the Cubans that end up on the Mets.
I know. I'm sure they're going to need a good ass wash.
Yeah.
Oh,
when they get.
They must have shit up there to do. Like
there are showers, there are toilets, there are all things that.
Yeah,
I thought they put the suctions on their ass.
No. When they want to make a duty, but
when they're being, going up on the rocket and coming down. Yes.
Yeah, but there is a way to they train hey, today we're going to learn how to brush our teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And they brush their teeth. Today we're going to learn to wash our balls.
We were not shit today.
In 0 G's. I don't know. Look, I'm going to tell you right now.
You can't let a piece of shit get out.
No.
That should be floating around.
Well, according to Joe, it's hard to swallow. I don't know what the fuck your asshole does.
It really is. They have special, like these suction, like that straws. You got to do through a straw and shit.
Because liquid will float as well.
I mean they eat no lobster tails and steak. You know?
How do you know?
I know.
It's just blended up and put in a straw.
We'll drink that.
Listen, for all we know, it could be one of them Jetson restaurants up there. Some fucking
the fucking Rosie the Robot is taking their order.
Yeah, who the fuck knows?
Yeah, by the way, kudos to Elon Musk for financing this whole
Well,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Elon Musk, one step at a time, he's saving America.
Yeah.
First off, he's saving us fucking money everywhere, and now he's saving the fucking astronauts now.
Elon Muskrat.
Elon Muskrat is. Hey, look. A lot of people, they all let him sit there.
Dude,
Excuse me, they let him. Everybody else let him sit there for 9.5 months. Elon turns around and goes, "I got a rocket." And he went up. He sent it up there. He would have went himself, but he's busy with Doge.
He actually wanted to do it sooner,
right?
Yeah.
But the Biden administration wouldn't give him clearance to do it. You know,
right? And then the last rocket that his company did launch exploded.
Yeah.
So,
Did you see the other rocket now? The other guy, Jeff Bezos, is sending Oprah's girlfriend into space.
Good.
Yeah. Whose girlfriend?
Oprah's girlfriend,
Gail
King, is going into space.
I'm surprised Oprah's not going into space.
Well, actually, they live next to each other in the
Gail
Bahamas.
better keep her old ass down here.
They both have houses next to each other.
I think they're doing it, the two of them.
Really, Joe? Thanks. We didn't all figure that out.
She's going to come back with an asshole on her chest.
I think Stedman is just was a beard. You know, Stedman.
Ladies and gentlemen, please send your hate mail to this man.
Well, no.
Right here.
It's
right
true.
here. Look directly into the ham cam.
First of all, you don't even hear about Stedman anymore. What happened? They put him under the carpet or something?
He's staying low key.
Speaking of carpet, I wonder how much they munch.
Anyway. He's a good-looking dude. I mean, he can probably get anywhere he wants.
They got a lot of shit floating around about Oprah now, so he probably just staying
like
low
what?
key.
What do you got? What do you got? Give me some Oprah dirt. What do you
They're
got?
talking about she was at the Diddy parties and she was with 12-year-old boys and shit. They talking all kinds of shit.
I don't believe that shit.
But I'm saying he probably staying low key because he don't want to hear all that shit.
Yeah.
Or people stopping him and approaching him and asking him, "Oh, is it true?"
Oprah has a certain point of view, which don't agree with mine, but she's still very, a smart woman.
Well, Joe, let me tell you this. A lot of people call me the white Oprah.
I think so.
I just made that up. And a lot of people do that.
I'll call it you. You're the white Oprah.
Thank you.